like I always thank all of you for being here. As most of you know, one of the great heroes for me is Coach Jim Valvano. And Jim Valvano said in his ESPY speech, he said, if you'll do 3 things every day, you'll have a full day. If you'll laugh, if you'll think a little bit, and if you have your emotions moved to tears, you will have had a full day. I promise you, you're going to have a full day before this day's over with. All right, as we do every year, I'd like everybody to stand, please. During this time, we're going to take a moment and honor cancer survivors, and we're going to honor people who lost their battle to cancer. And by the way, this year we did add some COVID victims to the flag because we thought that was appropriate. So, as we take a moment of silence, there's a white flag that we've been people signing for a couple of weeks. We're going to raise that white flag. It's going to fly over the first tee all day. And when you're at the first tee, take a moment just to look at the signs. That's all survivors or people who lost their battle to cancer. A moment of silence, please. Ella, my granddaughter, will you raise the flag? Thank you. Please remain standing. If you're a cancer survivor, would you please be seated so we can recognize you and honor you as a cancer survivor in the battle you fought? If you have a relative that has been affected by cancer, would you sit down, please? If you know someone who has been affected by cancer, will you sit down, please? Excuse me, but damn it, there's not a person left standing, is there? That's one of the reasons we keep doing this. I'm going to give you a couple other reasons in a minute. Once again, to quote Coach Valvano in the middle of his ESPY speech, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, go home and Google Jim Valvano's ESPY speech, 1983. But he looked at the camera about towards the end of his speech and he just said, don't give up. Don't ever give up. And that's what I would say to you. Okay. By the way, the time the sun sets tonight, with this group, you guys, you people, all of you working, will have been a part of netting over $400,000 contributed to the battle against cancer. Let me tell you a couple of reasons why we do this. As you know, about 4 years ago, we started contributing to families. I don't care how wealthy you are, how good insurance you have, cancer is expensive. Trust me, I know. So we pick out some families. We've done school teachers, we've done police officers in Bartow over the last 4 years. There was a little girl who was diagnosed with neuroblastoma in Polk County, a neighboring city, when she was 3.
Kate, Dad. Her name is Kate.
Her name's Kate, my daughter said. Anyway, 2 months ago, Kate rang the bell and walked out of Shands Pediatric Cancer Center, cancer-free. That's one of the reasons. Now, we all have got best friends, all of us. We got numerous best friends. Some of us have special best friends. We got a guy here today who's got a lot of best friends out here. He happens to be my special best friend. We were raised together. We walked several times from Mulberry to the golf course out there. Back then it was IMC owned it, and I think it was 3 holes. My mama let us sneak off in the car when I was 15 and drive to par 3 in Lakeland from Mulberry. We traveled around, played golf tournaments. I never could break 80. This guy went on to win the Youth Villa 7 times, I believe. About a year ago, he began to have some issues. gave him basically 3 years if the chemo worked. Well, it wasn't working necessarily, so the next move was to go to Moffitt, bone marrow transplant, through that whole rigmarole. Well, a week ago Friday, he had got out, he left that facility after 92 days. But when the day he went in, he had basically less than a year. He left there after 92 days. And you know what? He left that facility cancer-free. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend Mike Estridge over here, my special friend, and his immune system is still not back completely, so he has to be very careful today, but he wanted to come out. And he said, by the way, he's no longer listed as Mike Estridge, part German in the DNA lab. He's now Irish, right? So that's where his bone marrow came from. Hang on, we're not done yet. Okay, we've got several special guests here today. One is one of our city commissioners who took the effort to come out today, Mr. Steve Giffens. Where are you? Stand up, wave. Steve Giffens, one of our city commissioners, stand up. We have a city commission candidate that's running for city commissioner this year, Tanya Tucker. Tanya? We have another special guy who runs a tournament for Mr. Herb Dixon, or helps run it out here. And he came out last year, he's out again this year. Mr. Carver Young, where are you? Stand up and be recognized. And we got one special golfer here today. I want to recognize him. He played 10 years on the Black Tour, won 63 events. He's in the Black Golfer Hall of Fame. In 2012, he was presented with the first African American Hall of Fame Legacy Award. 2014, he was inducted into the West Palm Beach Golf Association Hall of Fame. And if I'm not mistaken, that was the only year you've ever missed the Youth Villa Classic, 50-something years, right? I think that's the only year. I'm not done yet. I got a couple other things on you. In one of the documents I saw, it said that he had been valedictorian at Union Academy. I said, Mr. Herb, this says you're valedictorian at Union Academy. And what y'all got to understand, Mr. Herb's 101 years old, plays golf every day. He said, looked at me and he kind of smiled. He said, yeah, but there's nobody left to dispute it. He began caddying at this golf course when he was 14 years old, 87 years ago, for 50 cents a day. And now the driving range is named after him. That's a pretty special honor. Mr. Dixon. We're still going. We do this once a year, so I have to be here as long as I want to. Several people I got to thank, a lot of them. Chris Banks, where are you? Chris has been here since 6:30 this morning. Jim Padoodle in the kitchen, in the lounge. Tracy, Tammy Waring, Richard, head of maintenance out here on the golf course. Mandy, his assistant. Probably your most favorite person here is Greg Jones, who writes a check for $500 to pay for that free beer on the golf course every year. Fred and Donna do our oyster bar every year, no charge. Tom and Janelle do bedrocks, wings, no charge. My buddy flies down from North Carolina and we spend a week on a food and beverage tour, and we finally get to today. He does the hot dog stand. We call him Hot Dog Billy. Now, those of you who have not been, the last 3 years, we got some guys and gals who barbecue. I don't care where you go. Tonight, you tell me that's not the best barbecue you've ever had, and I'll tell you bye. Not only do they do it, they pay for it. They pay. I know Hollis, I know how many pounds of ribs you got because I counted the 6 boxes that average about 50 pounds a box back there. So 300 boxes of ribs, 300 pounds of ribs. Hollis Smith, Kenny Weatherington, John Dunn, Serenity Willis, Patty Caudell, she's the mascot this year. Doug Martin, who is battling bone cancer, but he said he wouldn't miss this event, and he's out here today and he's not feeling real well. Doug Martin and his son Sean. Give them a big hand, folks. By the way, there's a silent auction going on. There's 2 items over here, and they'll also be after play. You need to take a look at those, that's all I'm going to say. Dinner tonight, after you finish, is over at the venue. Next door, out back. Out back over, it's going to be nice. Please, 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 do not take these golf carts over there. Golf cart cannot leave this property, and that's not our property. Don't take a golf cart over there, okay? I'm going to turn the mic over to Chris now. Let him take charge. He's going to tell you about, I get to do the good stuff. He has to give you the rules. Chris, thank you for everything, man.
Let's give this guy a big standing applause. Everybody stand up, give him a cheer. This is Tucker's Day. All right, as you can see, we have a very large field today, which is awesome, okay? That means that every hole's doubled up. So please keep up the group in front of you. Remember, we're out here to have a good time. The official rules is that men play the white tees and ladies play the red tees, but Tucker's rules, he don't care where you play from, as long as you have a good time, okay? So if you want to play the senior tees, go for it. We don't care. The main thing is you get done. Please turn your golf carts in here, get in your vehicles, go next door, take your scorecards next door. We'll be collecting the scorecards over there, okay?
They gotta have this seat.
Every group has their purple bands. Please wear your purple band. That's how you're going to eat over there. So everybody has their purple bands. Don't lose it, because Tucker is strong-minded about that now. Those purple bands. Make sure you have your purple band on you. Okay, what we're going to do is we're all going to go to our holes, and we're going to have a great time. Let's exit from the north end, and everybody just slowly work your way down. All right, Tracy wants to say one more thing, and then we're all going to go enjoy this beautiful day that God's put upon us today. Thank you.
I always say every year, and I just want to thank again the whole golf course, all the staff, all the crew, all our friends, all our loved ones, and especially Gerald Tucker for working so hard for this event. Thank you, Tucker. Play ball.
Don't forget your hand sanitizer. Don't forget your powder.
Hey, Spank, the silent auction is going to go till after the tournament, right?
Yeah.